Hier ist Olaf und Sandra. We are in Stuttgart, and yeah, the long journey to a social internet. Sandra did the long journey yesterday from Zurich to Stuttgart for this presentation, and she arrived, and our internet is down, and I'm the CEO. I'm responsible for this, so it could be that they're going to kill us, but we hope we can finish this presentation and they kill us afterwards. So start long journey for KOSMOS Publishing House. Perhaps we can hurry a little bit up to introduction. Sandra?
Yep. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Sandra from Belsoft. Doing a collaboration project since, oh dear, almost 30 years now. And there is a fun story about how we kind of get in contact with KOSMOS. So when the IBM Cloud customers needed to get migrated, I got a call from someone from KOSMOS telling me, hey, we are in the IBM Cloud. We would like to be migrated to 3/3 cloud. And I told them, you know, bold as I am, I just told them, oh, I think that's nothing more than just fair, because I paid I paid so much money on all your games and experimental kits over the years. So I think it's fair that you are now my customer.
So I'm Olaf. I'm the CEO of KOSMOS, responsible for all the systems here, for our CRM, for contract management, for SAP, and so on, also for the support. I'm more the publishing guy. But I have worked for Adesso system integrator, and I launched a MS365 project just before KOSMOS. So I have a little bit idea what it means to work with this Microsoft solution, and I worked also for the Bundesbank, deployed there also a platform for banking operations there. But actually, I'm the publishing man here. So if you search, you will find me as a founder and CEO for the Einsbuch GmbH, which is the daughter of KOSMOS. And actually, I'm a printer. So I know how to print money, books, games, and so on. And what inspires KOSMOS? We are, perhaps you know the KOSMOS Publishing House from the brands. And if you ask a German, or if I think about KOSMOS brands, I think every German have a KOSMOS product in their household. Perhaps a game like Catan, like Andor, like Exit, or perhaps a book like the 3 question marks. And so we are a publishing house who is driven by his brands. And the publishing house is we have 2 different parts here in the house. One is this experimental kits and games, and the other part is making books. And this is also very difficult for us to get these 2 parts together. So that's perhaps an idea why we need such a collaboration system. And so we are brand driven. We are driven by content, by ideas, and by people who create these brands and who create this content. And we are okay. The brand is in the middle, but we publish our content in every possible way, like streaming content, like books, like games. And if you go to the cinema in Germany right now, I think they launched the 3 question marks movie right now. Could be that it's launched next week. I'm not sure about this. And we do live events with customers. So for us, it's possible to publish our content in all, or necessary to publish all the content in every way. If you think about KOSMOS, we older here in Stuttgart than Mercedes-Benz or Bosch. We are 200 years old, and So the publishing house changes a lot and have a long tradition. We have 300 employees here and a lot of writers and authors. They are also very, very important for us, and they have to get connected with the people here in the publishing house as well. We are available in a lot of countries. The most growing market is North America right now. And we have a lot of distribution partners, license partners all over the world. And right now, more than 2,500 deliverable products, which has to be created, which has to be produced. And a big problem for actually not a problem, but a problem for the IT is our growth. If you look here, we have a huge growth and turnover in the last 2 years. Could be as a result of the Corona pandemic. That the people invest more in gaming at home, but it means for the IT every month 5 to 10 new colleagues, and to get involved them in our infrastructure, to get involved then in our thinking, in our information network, and that is very, very difficult for us as a IT, but it's good for the company, I think.
It's also good for a business partner if you have a customer that grows a lot.
So why do we use connections and how? That's the question. If we have the initial situation that we are word meeting protocol driven in one-to-one email distribution lists, or that we have this one-to-one communication via email, and that makes things difficult if you work together, for example, for a game, to create a game. That is a collaborative work. So we have small interactions between these book teams, between these game teams. There are also not that much interaction between, for example, game team Exit and game team Catan. And then a third team is this experimental kids team. So, and then we have no rule like a classical project manager. So we are driven outward driven, creative driven, but there is not a project manager who gets all the things together. So and the result is either everybody cares or nobody cares on the problem. That is like where we come from. And so why do we use connections? Okay, security is necessary, but we need to share and to share and discuss ideas together, and we do this in our communities. We use, share, and edit office documents together. It is necessary always have the current version of this office documents, and we have to making the knowledge centrally available for all the people. Which is also important is to get our external partners on our platform, on our content, to work together with them. And this is very, very easy with connections, much easier than my Microsoft and the Microsoft products, where you have always this trouble with the license and all this stuff. We have a lot of activities that have to be organized in our platforms, and which is also very important is finding know-how, like special persons or groups or some content. As we started integrating connections, we had promoters for our project. These are people, they know the functions from HCL Connections. They know how to collaborate with external and internal partners. These are the promoters. The critics are mostly that is strange, younger people who come from extern and who are Microsoft driven a little bit, and they're missing functions. Perhaps they're missing user experience that they know from the Microsoft products, and they are a little bit critical about connections. And then we have this neutral people here in the publishing house. They are not so driven in collaboration. So perhaps they visit yeah, their own community, but yeah, they are not so involved in this collaborative work. Our concept was that that we build up the KOSMONet. We call a connection here in our house, we call it KOSMONet, to build up this platform for everyone and everything. So next week we meet each other for disc golf evening. Then we organize this via a platform or via a community. We have right now more communities than employees. We have more than, I think, 350 communities, and we have 300 employees, which is very good. So there is no limitation. We have an open system. Everyone can and should work via a community, but a few things we are publish only in the community. So so it is necessary to work with the community. There are no restrictions for creating. I told you we have more than 300 communities, and we start an initial training in 2016 as we started the project, and since 2022, since the summer, every employee gets a KOSMOS welcome day, and there we train how work with connections, how you can share your office files. So everyone gets a special training. I think it's necessary that we have to do this training for the older employees as well. But yeah, we started this in summer now. There are no trained community managers. Perhaps we should think about this. And there are many standard communities right now. They are not that nice. So that was the concept. So right now we build up a few lighthouse communities with external consultants from Belsoft. So Sandra supports us and building up this lighthouse communities there for IT support, for HR, and for the sales and toys cockpit. We integrated a new features. Very important was the third-party applications that we integrated, like our ticket system. We show you a little bit later. So we started to build up this communities. We implemented the communities. We integrated this in the departments, and then we have this circle process. If there's something new, we build in. We get feedback from the colleagues. And then we build up new functions in the community. Sandra, perhaps you show us a little bit our community.
Exactly. So as Olaf said, thank you very much. In summer, we kind of started to look at those communities that should be lighthouse communities. So this is here are a few examples of what we needed to change and make better, and then also things that already worked. So when we talk to the different community managers, for instance, we talked to the HR community manager, and she was, for instance, kind of make available all the information of the new employees. You can see here new faces in May. And unfortunately, she kind of did hide the information about the new employees. So she did have a wiki, and within the wiki there was a PDF with the information of what was in there. So it was just, you know, making sure that understanding what needs to be done to make just one click to see the new faces that were starting and not just be the information hidden. So it was kind of a workshop to, hey, show and tell me, show me your community, and I can help you with how we could things make a bit better. And this is, for instance, also an example of the IT community that was available. That is the internal IT, it was the internal IT community. And for instance, what is the most important thing you need to see just front and center? This is the events. When are my colleagues on vacation? So just from time to time, positioning content is also very important to make sure that what is important and everyone needs to know and needs to see is just up front and center. Other stuff we did was kind of, you know, if you don't have a description of your community or don't have a logo, don't be surprised that nobody knows what to do in here. But also, a lot of things worked perfectly fine and were clear to all the employees. So for instance, the concept of the communities and the role model and the security behind communities, this worked perfectly fine. Everyone knows just out of normal or just sense that this is working and how it is working. So nothing to change or to explain. This is just natural habit of how it works. And also the HADO boards were introduced to KOSMOS, and they are a huge success and work very fine. Yep.
I would like to interrupt. We started from the IT also with agile working. So we did a lot of training, working in a agile system, and just HADO boards they supported is perfect, I think. So, and here you see an example, just a screenshot from our X Publisher is a publishing software that we integrated here in KOSMOS, and you see the HADO board, for this X Publisher software, and we train now working in such a Kanban board, for example. So we built this up in HADO and trained the people. We had this Monday the last training in the coffee break, then 1 hour training and train agile working with HADO boards, for example.
And to enhance the communities, make them better, make them more for a better usage, and make them also more like a portal, we use the highlights for the remake of the important communities. So this is a screenshot out of the new IT community. And this IT community is open for everyone. So because everyone needs to have something, I need to know how to do this and how to do that and how get a new iPhone, or I have a internet issue or whatever, how to find that. So this is how it looks new. And also within the wikis, there are now a lot of videos, and the employees love it. It's just short videos and they explain step by step on how to get jobs done or how the process is working. This is another example of the highlights overview page. These are the top 10 topics that are needed to be known by all the employees. And this is something that is also used every day by all the employees. And also it was very important to have an ideation blog, for instance, where we could ask questions and vote on it. And of course the news, and also very important, get every single people a face. Just upload your picture. So to make sure, because if you're growing that fast as KOSMOS is, you need to know who is responsible for what and how does those people look. And this is something we just talked a bit earlier. KOSMOS IT did implement a new ticketing system, and the ticketing system, of course, is used by IT, which are only a few people, but everyone needs to kind of open up a ticket. So what we did, the ticketing system is in the back end running, and the IT people are looking after these tickets, but everyone can open a ticket or just change, they need a new hardware, or they have changed names or something like that. We have built together with Domino Vault, now Domino Leap, we have built a small form that has already a logic behind. So if I, for instance, have the subject hardware, the ticket is assigned to someone else back in the external ticket. So this is something we did work with the Leap, HCL Domino Leap processes. Works like a charm. So every employee is in this IT community, sees this form, can open up a ticket, and in the back end, it goes to that external ticket. It is not no code, but it is low code. It was quite fast to implement and everything. For the users, they don't care. For them, it's connections. It's in the community. And this was something that was kind of the first application we did, or the first form we did, but it will for sure not be the last one. So next steps. That's for
for me one of the next steps. Our goal is to building up a digital workplace. So right now we have a lot of applications, small internet services here in the house for booking a parking space, or for the lunch. And so we're building up right now connections as the hub for the main applications. And what we are looking for is rights and including rights and rules for the application. So someone from the sales teams need different applications than someone from the writer teams. And that's what we just planning. Then today it would be very helpful. Sandra, we need a notifier for this urgent, important messages. We have this every day. Today the internet is down. 2 days ago, the new Mac OS version came out. Please don't install this. So all these things, all these important things, we would send this via email. Right now we just do this, but we would like to change this in our communities, and so we need this notifier for this urgent and very important messages. And then we have to beautify our communities more. That's what we started with Sandra's team as well. We build up now our lighthouse communities. I think they are nice, but we have a lot of communities. They have to be beautified. They have to be a little bit, more multimedia and so on, more video, and it should be, it should be fun to work with this. That's our goal, and as I said, the main goal is building up a nice, good-looking digital workplace for our house where you can work together and where you can change information. So thank you very much.